What do you see our role is in helping support the people that are having influence?
Faithfulness and obedience is for everyone, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be light and salt, taking up the cause of the oppressed, and et cetera. So please don't think of it as a professionals versus hobbyist versus amateurs kind of thing. That's a mistake. Mm-hmm. One of the things we see happen nationally, internationally, and that I bring up in that little bioethics class is that pastors often steer totally clear of the hot button, social issues for fear that they would say something wrong and ignorant and bring discredit onto the gospel. I'll just stick to the gospel, and everything will work out. It's like, well, no, because that secular world is trying to evangelize your congregation and especially the youth 24/7. It never stops. There is no day we are as evangelistic as they are, for their cause. Mm-hmm. And the internet and those smartphones make things unavoidable for your parishioners. There is no opt-out, it just comes to them. Yep. So you want to be addressing it. You don't want to make too big of a thing. You don't want to single out any one thing. You don't want to leave out any one thing, right? But your congregation has to know what's going on with, again, abortion, rights of conscience. Rights of conscience in particular is hard for people to get because it's so, ethereal, so abstract. But like a lot of things, the abstract things are the most important. For example, for an American, if rights of conscience go away, there is no First Amendment. The 5 rights in there are all predicated on rights of conscience. So you can't just let it slip away, right? And you don't have to know everything about it. But we live in a time where it's never been easier. Be it Christian apologetics, bioethics, whatever, information on it has never been easier to access. There's all kinds of, Christian or even secular but conservative or pro-culture of life organizations out there, that have their websites. You don't even have to buy books. It's there on the web. Certainly find out the people in your congregation who maybe are more adept at this, and get their help. Again, I guess what I call them is my 4 C's. I refer to them as the rules of Christian public speech, if you want to say that, is we want to be communicating conviction, by which I'm meaning truth, with civility, compassion, and courage. The 4 C's. If you can achieve all those, that's a home run. And you don't have to answer every single thing, and you don't have to overwhelm, and you don't have to hit it out of the park. What one Christian apologist, Greg Kokel, says, just put a pebble in their shoe, something to make them think, and get it rolling like that.
Yep.
But you don't want to leave your, this stuff's been going on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Your congregation knows about it. They have questions. Very many of them are going to have conflict in their family because it is in their family. Yep. And, they're going to need help and guidance, even if that just means holding their hand and loving them through it. Mm-hmm. The never-ending pressure, from the world and even from, I don't know what to call it, the revisionist church, the liberal church, whatever, is just to go along to get along. And parents, get exhausted with the emotional blackmail and whatnot. So being supportive there for them, very helpful. Dr. Michael Brown, big name in Pentecostal circles, and beyond. But he says the way the Lord got him involved into the whole, minority sexual thing was kind of a twofold charge. One, he says, the Lord told him to reach out, but to resist. We're reaching out in love. We want to be a bridge, an ambassador. We want to bring you into the kingdom. But we're going to resist the stuff you're saying that's not true, even if it makes us unpopular. And, all this stuff going on in the current, culture, the bad stuff, how difficult it is, all is lost, etc. This too shall pass. It always does. And then on the other side, people are going to look for guidance and they're going to want courage with it.
Yeah.
So you'd sure like them to be able to look back at the church and say, yeah, you know, you guys disagreed with our stuff, but you treated us well. You sure did love us.
Yeah.
As opposed to courage and leadership from the church, don't waste your time because they'll cave as soon as things get tough. I'd rather have the first, assessment than the second.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's great advice and also good hope for us as well
Yeah.
for the future. So.